Good evening. This is Fairgrounds Middle School and WSMN presenting old time radio shows. Our first show this evening will be My Friend Irma, starring Rose White as Irma and Haley Rutherford as Jane.
My name is Jane, and I have a friend named Irma.
Which means that it's time for your favorite comedy show created by Cy Howard and starring Mary Wilson as Irma and Kathy Wilson as Jane and My Friend Irma.
Cookie, it's getting late. Will you turn out the light and go to bed?
Alright, gee, it's so dark. What makes darkness?
Oh, I don't know, honey. It's simple. Darkness is caused by the fact that all the light has gone out.
Oh, I see. Then lightness is caused by all the fact that darkness has gone out.
Yeah, something like that. Go to sleep, will you, honey?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What are you doing?
I'm counting fellows so I can sleep.
You're supposed to count sheep.
You go to sleep the way you want to. I'll go to sleep the way I want to.
Okay, suit yourself.
Jane?
What is it, Irma?
What side do you generally sleep on?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I sleep on my back.
I usually sleep on my right side. You see, my office is downtown. When I get up in the morning, I like to start off in the right direction.
For Pete's sake, will you cut it out? By the way, did you leave the note for the milkman?
Note?
Yeah, to tell him to stop leaving any more milk this week. He left 4 quarts the last time.
I know. That was my fault. I asked him to.
What for?
Well, I was going to take a milk bath. It was supposed to be very good for the complexion. But when I read what milk does, I changed my mind.
What was it you read?
That milk has calcium and builds strong bones.
So?
I don't want to have bony skin.
Irma, will you please put the note and the milk bottle out in the hall?
Yes, Jane.
Irma, what's the matter? Get out from under the bed.
No, there's a ghost running through the hall.
A ghost? What are you talking about?
I tell you, I saw him, Jane. A real live dead ghost.
Irma, will you stop imagining things?
No, Janie, I saw it. A real ghost. Oh, Janie, I'm scared. What are we gonna do?
Well, personally, I've never believed in ghosts. They've been scientifically proven to be non-existent.
But then what are you doing under the bed with me?
So I'm not the scientific type. Irma, was the ghost particularly wearing a long white sheet?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I might as well tell you. Come on, let's get out from under the bed.
Okay.
I saw the same ghost running down the hall last Tuesday.
You did?
Yeah, I thought I might be imagining things, so I didn't say anything.
Oh, Jane, this is Tuesday.
I know it is.
You saw him last Tuesday?
Yeah.
Maybe he only haunts on Tuesdays. You know, a union ghost. Jane, what can we do if he comes in here?
Well, the closest thing's the dumbwaiter. We can get through there.
But it's down in the basement.
Time comes. I'm not going to worry about detail. You know, this whole thing is ridiculous. Irma, I'm sure it's just our imaginations, and I'm positively not going to be frightened by any more of this.
Jane, I wish you get under your own bed this time.
Irma, I'm terrified. Someone's knocking on the door.
Do you think it might be?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
You there, knocking on the door. Are you a ghost?
No, but the way I live, I wish I was dead.
Oh, it's the maestro. Irma, slip into your robe.
Okay.
Just a second, maestro.
Hello, girls.
Oh gosh, are we happy to see you? What you doing up at this hour?
Indigestion. Miss O'Reilly made dinner for me.
But I thought you ate at home tonight.
I did. This is from last week. Girl, I've never seen you so pale. What's this makeup on your face, huh? Cold cream?
No, ghost cream.
Ghost cream.
Maestro, I know this must sound idiotic to you, but Irma and I have both seen a ghost running down the hall.
You have?
Yes.
Make room for another idiot.
You mean...
Yeah. I saw it 2 weeks ago on Tuesday night.
What did you do?
Well, being I am a man, there was only one thing I could do. I fainted.
Well, what are we going to do about this?
Well, why don't we call up the exterminating company and tell them to come here and spray?
Irma.
Personally, I can't see why any self-respecting ghost would want to haunt this place. Cemeteries are much more livable.
I think we should tell Mrs. O'Reilly.
Oh, Irma, we can't do that.
But that'll get rid of the ghost.
How?
Well, she doesn't allow people in here unless they sign a lease.
Oh, that's the one thing we can't do. Tell her. I think we ought to wait and then.
There it is, the ghost again. Everybody be still.
Yoo-hoo, girls!
If it's not the ghost, it's an old vampire bat.
Now listen, not a word about this to Mrs. O'Reilly, because she may not believe us, and she'll think we're just trying to defame her building, and she'll throw us out.
Yeah, you got a point there, because come to think of it, if the ghost was a man, she would have caught him a long time ago.
Now remember no one tell her, and that means you, Irma.
Oh, you can count on me, Jane. I really know how to play dumb. Come in, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Hello, girls. Is everything all right? I heard a commotion up here.
Oh, everything's fine, Mrs. O'Reilly. I'm sure you couldn't find a ghost around here for miles.
Oh, swell.
Ghosts? You should excuse Irma, Miss O'Reilly. Seeing you with your hair in curlers, your face without makeup. Just thought maybe you were getting ready to haunt the house.
Oh, glory be. I forgot all about me appearance. I must look a mess.
Well, I wouldn't say a mess, but give me time. I'll think of the word. I know. Disaster.
I'll thank you to keep your insults to yourself. Girls, why do you look so pale?
We saw a mouse.
Yeah, about 6 feet tall, wearing a white sheet.
You girls don't make sense. And Maestro, what are you doing here at this hour?
Me. I walk in my sleep.
How come?
If you had the mattress I had, you'd do a lot of walking too.
Really, Mrs. O'Reilly, there's nothing wrong. And what Irma said about the ghost is ridiculous, isn't it, Irma?
I'm not spooking until I'm spoken to.
Irma. Go on, Mrs. O'Reilly. Go back to bed. You need your beauty sleep.
Offhand about 60 years.
Now, just for that, I insist you walk me down to me door. I'm afraid of the dark. Someone might try to carry me off.
Not if he's carrying a flashlight.
You see? She didn't find anything for me.
You did everything but draw her a road map. Now come on, get in bed and let's forget this whole thing.
All right.
I'll turn out the light. Good night, Cookie.
Good night, Jane. Jane,
Yes.
what does a ghost really look like?
I don't know, honey. The one I've seen in pictures are all bones.
Maybe we ought to get a dog.
Irma, will you please go to sleep?
All right. Good night, Jane. Jane, do you hear that?
Yes, Irma. I'm really terrified. It can't be Mrs. O'Reilly, and it can't be the Maestro, and we're in bed.
Gee, it must be some unearthly creature. I'll find out. Who's at the door?
Chicken, it's me, Al.
You're right, Irma. It's some unearthly creature, but let him in.
Well, all right. Just a second now. I'm putting my robe on.
Hiya, Chicken.
Oh, Al, you don't know how glad we are to see you.
I saw the light on in your window, and I was just on my way home from work.
I thought the pool room closed at 9, but sit down, Al. Sit down and make yourself at home. I really like you, Al.
You do? Hey, most of the times you imply that I'm obnoxious.
Well, that's only during the week. On Tuesdays, you're lovely.
Oh, Al, you're a brave man, aren't you?
Well, you know my war record, Chicken. I have the biggest victory garden on the block.
What we're trying to say is nothing terrifies you, does it?
Nothing in the world. Why, having trouble?
Yes, Al.
Well then, I'm your man. Now, who is this guy who's been causing the trouble?
Well, he isn't exactly a man. It's hard to describe.
Well, who is he? Or is it a she?
I don't think so.
A kid?
Well,
Go on, tell me. I don't care if it's a dame or a kid. I ain't afraid of either one of them.
see, I told you, he's as brave as they come.
Aw, come on, Chicken. Tell me. How much does this bum weigh?
Practically nothing.
I'll murder him.
Oh, Al, you're wonderful. Come on, Jane. We can sleep in peace. When that ghost comes back, my Al will take care of him. Won't ya? Al?
Your hero just went.
Huh?
Yeah, he was as brave as they come, and as they come, he went. Come on, Irma, we've got to pull ourselves together. If we don't get some sleep, we won't be able to get up for work. Come on, honey.
All right, Jane, wait a minute. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Jane, I'll only be a minute.
Irma, get back in bed. I'm scared. Irma?
There, now that ghost won't dare to come near us.
Why? What'd you do?
I just put a sign on the door. Measles.
Miss Peterson. Miss Peterson. Miss Peterson. Miss Peterson.
Yes, Mr. Clyde?
Will you please stop yawning? It frightens me.
Why?
Your mouth is open and I'm afraid you're going to talk. Take this letter, please.
All right, Mr. Clyde, I'm ready and I'm wide awake.
Good, good. To Mr. John Schwartz, President Snagproof Zipper Company, New York City, New York.
Got it.
Got it? You idiot. You can't write with a nail file.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's the matter with you, Miss Peterson?
Mr. Clyde, have you ever had a sleepless night?
Yes, right after the morning I hired you.
No, seriously, Jane and I were up all night. I saw a ghost.
A ghost?
Yes, I think the apartment we live in is haunted.
Well, my dear girl, you have no problem. If you want to get rid of that ghost, it's simple.
How?
Talk to him for a while. He'll leave. I know many times after talking to you, I've wanted to leave this earth.
Oh no, Mr. Clyde, this is serious. I'm not getting any sleep. I just don't have any vitality. In other words, when I get here, I'm not at all here.
You can be anywhere, and you're not all there. Of all the silly, preposterous stories, seeing a ghost.
Well, I did. I saw him Tuesday night, and Jane saw him last Tuesday night. And hey, the Maestro saw him the Tuesday night before that.
Miss Peterson, there's no such thing as a ghost. It's just an apparition.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Not one of us ever had surgery. Furthermore, I think...
How do you like that? She's fallen asleep.
Huh?
Miss Peterson? Miss Peterson, look, I don't want to be a hard-hearted boss, Miss Peterson, but, are you sure you saw a ghost?
Positively. He was running down the hall.
Fast?
Real fast.
Well, he sounds peppier than you. You go home and send him here to work.
You're not going to help me, Mr. Klein?
Help you? I want to tell you something, Miss Peterson. I'm running a law office, and if you don't come to work with all your faculties, as limited as they are, I'm going to replace you. Because right now, you're non-compos mentis, incoherent, lackadaisical, and completely dispensable.
I am?
Positively.
Mr. Clyde, would you please put that in writing?
Why?
I might want a reference for my next boss.
Get out of here.
That you, sweetie?
Hello, Jane.
What's the matter, Cookie? Trouble in the office?
Gee, we've got to do something. Mr. Clyde said if I don't get enough sleep at home, he's going to fire me. But he gave me a very nice reference.
He did?
Yes. He said I was non-compos mentis, and if I remember my French, that means right on the ball.
Oh, honey, I've got a headache. Take it easy, will ya?
Were you sleepy at the office?
Sleepy. I drank so much black coffee that I've developed a Brazilian accent. You know, this is dreadful, Irma. Let's go to bed early and get a good night's sleep.
All right, Jane.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm hanging a sheet over the clothes street. If a ghost comes, he'll see we've already been haunted.
Miss Peterson, this is Thursday, and you're still asleep at your desk. Don't tell me you saw the ghost last night.
No, but we were awake all night waiting for him to show up.
Miss Peterson, this is Friday, the third morning I found you sleeping on the job.
Oh, Mr. Clyde, I'm so dopey.
That is the understatement of the year. Miss Peterson, this is Tuesday morning.
Oh, tonight is the night. Oh, Mr. Clyde, what shall I do if I see him running down the hall again?
Just take him by the hand and ask him to lead you to the unemployment office. You're fired.
No. Jane.
That you, Cookie? Irma, what's wrong?
I've been fired.
Oh, that's terrible. How are we going to get along?
What do you mean?
I've been fired too. Rather, I told Richard I couldn't go on taking a salary and coming to work every morning half asleep. Irma, you do know that The time has come for action. We'll just have to tell Mrs. O'Reilly the truth and move. When we get back to normal, I'm sure we can get our jobs back. Come in.
It's me again, Maestro Wanderkin. Well, girls, it's Tuesday night again, and I thought maybe you'd like to go for a little walk.
Walk? Where to?
Boston. We can be back tomorrow.
No, Maestro. We've decided to face the issue. We're going to tell Mrs. O'Reilly we think the place is haunted and we're moving.
Oh, no, girls, you can't move. It'll break my heart.
Well, we can't sleep, can you?
Well, yeah, but only because I keep telling myself Ghost is much better off than I am.
What do you mean?
When I saw him, he was wearing a clean white sheet. I should only get such a service.
Well, we've had all we can take, and I'm calling Mrs. O'Reilly. Mrs. O'Reilly, will you please come up here?
Who's doing all that yelling?
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Mrs. Martin. Did I wake the baby?
No, but please be quiet. I'll be right up, Janie. Please?
Now, Irma, I'll do the talking.
Okay.
What has my life come to that you girls are going to leave? And yet, how can I stop you? I saw the ghost with my own eyes.
If I could only figure out who it was that was coming back to haunt me. It couldn't be my school teacher. The day I graduated, she said she never wanted to see me ever again.
Irma.
Yoo-hoo, it's me, Miss O'Reilly.
Come in.
Hello, girls. Maestro.
Good evening.
What's the trouble, Janie, darling?
Well, Mrs. O'Reilly, I don't know how to begin with this, but...
Mrs. O'Reilly, we want the truth. Have you rented out one of your apartments to a person who is not living?
What? No, they're all living. A couple of them are deadbeats, but they're still alive.
Look, what we're trying to say, Mrs. O'Reilly, is that... Well, I mean... I know this sounds unbelievable, but every Tuesday night, a ghost in a white sheet has been roaming the halls.
Glory be. Are you sure?
You can ask the maestro. He's seen him too.
That's right. That's right, Miss O'Reilly. Probably someone who died over 1,000 years ago. He keeps coming back to find out what keeps you going.
Oh, shut up.
Ugh, I hate to say this, Miss O'Reilly, but Irma and I haven't slept a wink since it happened. We're going to have to find another place to live.
A ghost in my building? Oh, glory be. I believe I know who it is.
You do?
Yes, it must be my late husband, Clancy. The poor man probably misses me.
I thought that's why he went in the first place. To get away from you.
Bite your tongue. My poor dear Clancy worshipped me. He practically threw himself at me feet.
Uh-huh. This could only be because he wanted to escape and he thought they were boats.
Now listen here, you.
Now please, this is no time to argue. You'll have to do something about this.
I'm convinced it's Clancy, and there's only one way to handle this situation.
How?
If I could get through to him. You know, hold a seance and explain to him that he's frightening the tenants.
Sea ants? I've heard of red ants and picnic ants, but sea ants? Do they swim?
Irma.
Now, Janie, put out the lights. We can all sit around the table holding hands so I can make contact with the spirits.
Mrs. O'Reilly, let's have no drinking at this hour.
Cookie. Mrs. O'Reilly, don't you think it's a little ridiculous?
Janie, I know what I'm doing. Turn out the lights.
All right.
Fine. Now that we're all in complete darkness, everybody hold hands.
All right. But I warn you, if you're using this as an excuse to get fresh, I'll leave.
You stay. Now everybody concentrate. I'll try to make contact with Clancy. Oh, Clancy, without there. Yoo-hoo, Clancy. This is Kathleen, remember me? Will you not be coming in a little stronger?
Try channel 2.
Be still. Clancy, oh cousin, this is your little Cupid doll.
Who now looks like a baseball has been thrown at her.
Maestro.
Okay, Clancy. Come to us, Clancy.
Isn't he polite? He's knocking before he comes in. Come in, Clancy.
Hiya, folks. Hey, why are you all sitting around the table? There ain't no food on it.
Well, Mrs. O'Reilly's holding a siesta.
Seance.
Seance? What for?
I'm trying to get through to my late husband Clancy so he'll stop haunting the building. Now, sit down and hold hands with the person next to you. Put out the lights, please.
Okay.
Now, concentrate, everyone. Clancy, I'm calling you out there in the spirit world. I think I'm getting something. Oh, I see a small light in the distance.
It's the one in the refrigerator. Al, will you please sit down?
Okay.
Go on, see if you can dial him in.
Clancy, if you love me, please answer.
He answered!
Sounds like he's running away.
He must have seen you.
Somebody quick, go to the door and see if he's there.
Oh,
no,
not me,
not
no, please.
Hey, I'll go. Hey, I bet it worked.
You bet what worked?
I put carpet tacks in the hall.
Carpet tacks. Wait a minute, I'll be back.
Where is she going?
Gee, I don't know.
I'm so Riley. The seance is over. You can let go of my hand.
What's the hurry? I want to talk to a few more ghosts I know.
Well, Jane, what's the news? Did you see the ghost?
Yeah, I saw him.
Jane, what are you laughing at?
Mrs. Martin has him by the ears.
The ghost?
Yeah.
Honey, will you please explain?
Every Tuesday night, Mrs. Martin has a poker game, and so he can't sneak out to meet the boys. Mrs. Martin hides his clothes, so he runs down the hall in the sheet. Good night, Irma.
Good night, Jane.
Our production was directed and produced by Mrs. G and Mrs. McGillick. Rose White starred as Irma and Haley Rutherford as Jane. Also starring Dimitri Rodriguez as Maestro. Kira Arter plays Mrs. O'Reilly. Al is played by William Deacon. Mr. Clyde is played by Chatara Chow, and Mrs. Martin by Evelyn Simmons. And I'm your announcer, Asher Romero. Sound effects by Mr. G and producer Mr. G. Stay tuned after the. Stay tuned for another show.
Welcome back to the WSMN and Fairgrounds Middle School Old Time Radio Show. Welcome to The Life of Riley, starring Joshua McGillick as Riley. By day, Riley is engaged in the serious business of war. Production as a reveater in the California aircraft plant. But tonight, we see his less serious side. It's 2 nights before Halloween, and Riley is full of spirit. It's quite dark out, and Riley's son, Junior, is just returning from a meeting in Young Wildcat, his club, in a very thoughtful mood. Tonight's show was directed and
Is that you, Pop?
Shh. Yeah, Junior.
What are you doing hiding on the back porch?
Listen, peek into the kitchen window and see what your mother's doing.
She's washing the supper dishes. Say, Pop, what are you doing with that false face on? You're Mickey Mouse, huh?
No, I am not Mickey Mouse. I am the Rat Man of Blood Bucket Castle.
Oh, well, at the dime store, they sell those false faces for Mickey Mouse.
Never mind that. Bet your mother'll think I'm the Rat Man.
Oh, you're gonna play a trick on Mom?
You see, last night we saw a horror picture about a nice gruesome character, the Rat Man. He was a vampire, had lunch on people's necks.
Oh, he ain't a rat. He's a bat.
Well, he's very depressing. Anyway, afterwards, your mom was so scared something popped out of a doorway at her. She walked all the way home in the middle of the street.
Mom said you made her walk out there.
No, I just invited her out in the street because it ain't polite to leave a lady walking on the sidewalk all alone. You watch now. When I scratch at the door, she opens it up and sees me in this thing.
Okay, Pop, go ahead.
Okay, all I hope is she don't faint. Watch now.
Pop,
What?
pets don't growl, they squeak.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who's there?
We got her guessing.
Well, I never. It's Mickey Mouse. Junior, go get your father some cheese.
Ha ha, you sure fooled her, Pop.
Yeah. Well, maybe they don't make these masks as good as they used to. Or else maybe I got a very strong personality and it leaks through.
Well, isn't it a little early for Halloween tricks, Riley?
Well, it don't hurt to get a head start. Halloween's my favorite holiday. Look, Junior, here's something else I bought at the 5 and Dime. See this book? Ghost Stories.
Oh, thanks, Pop. But I don't want to read any ghost stories tonight.
What's the matter? You don't believe in ghosts, do you?
Nah, I don't believe in ghosts. But I don't want to read anything that might change my mind. Too many people think there's ghosts now.
Say, Dumplin', what's the matter with him?
Well, I don't know. Ever since he came home from school today, he's been asking me if I believe in haunted houses.
What a question. With the housing shortage as sure as it is, who's gonna leave a house empty for spooks?
Well, there's one empty house up in Chestnut Hill. Riley, you know the old Sherwin place?
Oh.
Some people say that's haunted.
Yeah?
Mrs. Cornwall claims she saw a pale white face at the window, too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Mrs. Cornwall is a great one for those ghosts. She's always holding seances and things like that.
Yeah. Cornwall's kid and junior club as well. Betty's got our boy believing in ghosts. I'm gonna have a head-to-head talk with Junior. So you see, Junior, if I tell you there aren't any ghosts, you can take my word for it. After all, I've been your father for 13 years, ain't I?
Oh, sure, Pop.
Uh-huh.
But if there aren't any ghosts, what haunts haunted houses?
Listen, Junior, nothing haunts haunted houses.
Oh, yes, they do, Pop. Johnny Cornwall's mother proved a house was haunted.
How did she?
She said she saw a ghost face in the window.
Bah!
In the old Sherwin house, it was a horrible face, too.
Go on. Miss Cornwell must have seen her own reflection. There's a dame she'll walk into a room backwards and break her face to you slowly.
Then, Pa, then she came home and held a seance. She asked if what she saw was the ghost of Alice Sherwin, and she got 3 raps on the table. That means yes in ghost language.
Fine language. All they can do is knock. They ought to be newspaper columnists. Ha ha.
You better not make fun of Ghost Pop.
Look, Junior, would you sooner believe ghosts than your old man?
No, Pop.
Well,
But if the ghost said it was a ghost, they ought to know.
okay, I can see you're septic. Now, we'll have a seance right here to prove what Miss Cornwell saw wasn't that Sherwin girl's ghost. Come on, put your hands on the table. Go on.
Gosh, Pop, are you gonna ask a ghost to rap?
I'll show you. Put my hands on there. 2, see. Okay, now, I'll ask something. Are there any ghosts? See? No answer, no ghosts.
Nah, Pop. You have to ask for raps. 2 means no, 3 means yes.
Oh, well, okay. 2 raps for no, 3 for yes. I'll ask him again. Did Miss Cornwell see a ghost up at Sherwin's old haunted house?
Gosh, Pop, it said no.
See? That proves it. Miss Cornwell's a phony.
Well, ask him again if there are any ghosts.
Okay. Are there any ghosts? Rap 2 for no. See that? The ghosts themselves say there aren't any ghosts. That proves it.
Wait a minute, Pop.
Huh?
How could a ghost rap 2 for no if there aren't any ghosts?
Well, that's very simple. I was just kidding, Sonny. I did that rapping myself. Honest.
Well, your hands were on the table.
Yeah, but my feet weren't. Look it. Just kicked up under the table with my foot like this.
Ah, Pop, I bet you wouldn't kid around like that in a genuine haunted house like the Sherwin place.
Why, sure I would. Only I can't because I ain't going there.
Would you be scared to go if you were going?
Me? Nah.
That's a good Pop. Now, I ain't scared to go neither.
How do you mean?
Well, down at my club tonight, we got to talking what we'd do for Halloween. So we made up we'd go find out if Sherwin's old house was haunted or if it wasn't.
Yeah, I pity any ghost when them young wildcats get to that house.
Oh, we all go. Pop, just one of us got elected to go inside. The poor guy who got the short straw.
Who got it?
Well, I did.
I see. Well, Junior, you show him you know there aren't any ghosts in there. I'm proud of you, Junior. Walking in there all alone, I think that's,
Well, I won't be all. I made up a rule. The fella who had to go in could take in another fella, his best friend.
well, that's okay, too. The guy you picked is a real friend. He'll go like a shot. Who'd you pick?
I picked you, Pop.
Well, I bet that, me? Look, Junior, I'm probably gonna be very busy, and besides,
Pop, you ain't scared to go, are you?
well, no, but,
And you are my best friend, aren't you?
huh? Well, yeah, I guess I am. Actually, the saying is that your mother is your best friend.
Well, I couldn't ask Mom to go, and I'm sure glad you're coming with me.
Yeah, me too, Junior. Chapter 13. As Lord Twitcher stood there in the dark hall of the great lonely house, he could feel something evil in the very air. A cold wind brushed his cheek, and an icy hand seemed to touch his spine. Suddenly he saw the thing, and then he heard a sound, a low wailing sound. Who's that?
It's only me. Did I startle you?
No, nah, I was just reading this book here.
Oh, the ghost stories you bought Junior, huh?
Yeah. Such nonsense.
My, it's a quiet Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wonder what all those boys in Junior's club are doing tonight.
I know what they're doing. They're sitting over across from our house right now on the fence, like a row of buzzards waiting for us to come out.
Oh, are they going to the house with you?
No, they're going as far as the gate of the place to make sure we go in.
Oh, but you're not nervous about going, are you, dear? You don't believe in ghosts.
Well, no. You don't believe in them either, do you, Peg?
No, but, there is something queer about that house.
Huh?
I wonder what did become of that poor Alice Sherwin.
Well, if nobody knows, I don't want to find out. What did they say happened to her?
Oh, awfully sad story. She was a bride, a beautiful girl. Well, they were on their honeymoon in Manila. He was a captain in the Navy, and she and her husband were going to come home and live in that old house. Then, well, he was lost in an air raid. Some say they were both killed together. Others say that she followed him because she didn't want to live without him. Well, anyhow, the house stands there empty for the bride and bridegroom that never came to live in it.
People ought to leave that place alone. And I am one of those people.
Well, after you go there tonight, maybe people will stop talking and gossiping about the house, because you'll prove there's nothing there.
Yeah, maybe. What's all the talk about seeing lights and faces around the place?
Oh, just talk, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they do say that they saw a figure at the window. In the attic?
Pop,
Junior, what's the idea of sneaking in like that?
it's time to go, Pop.
Yeah. Well, okay, Junior. Goodbye, Peg.
Goodbye, boys.
It's sure dark out, isn't it, Pop?
Yeah.
Pop,
What?
that Sherwin place we're going to, it can't be really haunted, can it?
No.
But it's really funny that people have seen a ghost in there.
Yeah, well, look, Junior. When we get in that house, you do just like I do, and you won't see no ghosts.
Oh, what are you gonna do, Pop?
I'm going to keep my eyes shut.
Well, not even nervous Riley has any idea of what's in store for him. As he and Junior head for the mysterious old Sherwin place, we'll rejoin them in just a moment. And now we're back with the life of Riley. It's just midnight, a very dark midnight. Even the moon is hiding this Halloween. Riley and his son Junior are approaching the rusty iron gates that guard the old Sherwin house, which is said to be haunted. Listen.
Here's the gate, Pop. Let's go in.
Maybe the gate's locked so we can't go in.
We've got to get in, Pop. The gang's followed us all the way from town, and they're still watching.
Okay.
Well, let's go in, Pop.
Wait, what's that?
The gate, the hinges are all rusty.
Maybe we ought to go back to town and get some oil, huh?
Come on in the garden, Pop. Gosh, it's dark.
Yeah, well, follow me, Junior.
Where are you?
Right behind you. Here, give me your hand.
I see the house, Pop. The moon's coming out of a cloud.
Yep. Junior?
Huh?
What's that over there?
I think that's your shadow, Pop.
If that's my shadow, why is it moving while I'm standing still?
Pop, it's coming this way.
And since when do shadows make footsteps?
Good evening, Riley.
Come on, Junior.
Oh, wait, Pop, it's your friend, Mr. Odell, the Undertaker.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, how are you, Digger? Never thought I'd be glad to see an Undertaker.
You're looking fine, Riley. Very natural. Tell me, what are you doing around here around the old Sherman house?
Oh, nothing, Digger. We're just having some fun on Halloween.
Halloween. I adore Halloween. It's so gay.
Digger, do you hang around this old house much?
Yes, indeed. It's one of my favorite haunts.
Hans, listen, you don't think there's anything in there, do you?
Who knows? Sometimes as I stroll through this old garden, I feel unseen eyes follow me.
You do, huh?
Riley, you're not going inside the house.
Well, we thought we might drop in a minute. I could be talked out of it, though.
Listen, take my advice, Riley. Remain outside. Enjoy the beautiful flowers. They're my favorite flowers. Lilies.
Digger, when you talk about lilies, please don't stare at my chest.
Strange how people have no interest in horticulture. It's my profession. We have a saying. You may not like flowers at first, but eventually they grow on you. By the way, Riley, how tall are you?
Well, I'm about 5 feet. Why?
I'd like to borrow your overcoat Saturday to wear at a football game.
Oh, sure.
I'll pick it up at 1 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I want to get to the game before they kick off. Farewell, Riley. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie.
Here's the door to the house, Pop. It's open.
We'll leave it open, wide. One thing, Junior. No one ever be able to say your old man was a coward. Let's go in. Now let's go out.
Wait, Pop, we've only been in one room. We're supposed to go through the whole house.
As far as I'm concerned, this is a one-room house. Come on.
Oh, wait, Pop.
What for? I
told the kids you didn't believe in ghosts. And I said we'd have another seance like we did at home.
Junior, a blood relationship can only be stretched so far.
Oh, Pop, you said you'd do it in a haunted house. And if we didn't hear anything, it would prove there wasn't any, around here.
I already proved there wasn't any, around here.
Well, you didn't do it right.
Well, I
found out for a seance, the medium has to be tied in a chair, so it can't pull no tricks.
Well, okay, Junior. I'd be glad to let you tie me up. Only there ain't no rope. Ha, ha, ha. Too bad.
I brought some rope, Pop.
That was swell of you, Junior. I'll remember this. Go ahead. Tie me.
There. Can you move your hands or feet?
No. You tied me up so tight. Gangrene is setting in. Now, just stand over by the window where I can see you.
Here I am, Pop.
You'll see, Junior. There won't be any wraps this time.
I hope you're right, Pop.
Of course I'm right. I'm going to be any wraps when I'm tied up too tight to wrap. And also, I got my eye on you.
Go ahead, then. Ask if there's any ghost here.
Okay, now. If there are any ghosts here, rap 2 times. If there ain't, don't bother. No raps?
Now say if there are any ghosts here to rap 3 times.
Well, okay, but there won't be any. If there are any ghosts, rap 3 times. Junior, Did you do that?
I did it, didn't you?
Frankly, no. Junior, where are you going?
Out the window, come on.
No, Junior, come back. Untie me, Junior. I can't get this chair through that window.
Pop,
What?
Pop, I can't get the knots loose. I better go get a knife.
Junior, don't go. Don't forget to come back. I had to open my big mouth for wraps, and I got wraps. Fine thing. Alone in a house with a... What's that? Who's that?
What are you doing in my house?
I must be going crazy.
Why did you come here?
I wanted to stay, lady. Only I got tied up.
I will loosen the knots.
Well, thanks. Who are you?
I am Alice Sherwin.
No, I know I'm crazy. I'm talking to a ghost.
Pop, I'm coming.
Well, Junior.
Please, don't tell anyone I'm here. I only want to be left alone here in my house.
I got a knife. And Pop, you're untied?
Yeah, and it was a ghost that done it. Wait a minute. Her hands. There were no ghost hands. Junior, you go outside and wait for me.
What are you gonna do, Pop?
I'm gonna have another talk with that lady ghost.
Why did you want to see me, Mr. Riley?
Well, when I figured out you wasn't a ghost, I got to thinking how lonesome you must be in this house all alone. So I thought maybe you'd like to take a stroll over to my house and meet my family.
Oh, thank you, but
If you'd rather not talk, I'll go away.
No, don't go yet. I mustn't be rude to my first guest in so long.
Oh, no. Well, thanks. Must be kind of a shock when the first person man you see so long looks like I do.
Tell me about your family, Mr. Riley.
Well, my family's named Riley after me, and very nice people too. It's my son Junior that was with me tonight.
It must be wonderful to have a son.
Oh, it's great. Got a daughter too. A girl. She's 16 now. The boy's 13, but getting older all the time. Then there's Peg. There's Peg, yeah. That's my wife. She's older than the kids, but younger than me. Say, in that picture of you over by the fireplace, I guess that fellow with you, that's your husband, huh?
Yes, that's Robert.
He's a good-looking fellow. Maybe you'd rather not talk about him, though.
Silence won't bring him back.
My wife told me about what happened. Of course, she didn't know the part about your being here.
I don't want anyone to know. I want to stay here, alone. Here, with his memory. It's the least I can do, in loyalty to him.
You mean you think that's what he'd want you to do?
Of course. Does that surprise you?
Well, yes, ma'am, it does. I didn't know him, but from his picture there, I know he was a swell guy. I wouldn't think he'd want you locked up here, throwing the rest of your life away.
Do you think any man wants his wife he loved to forget him in a year or ever?
Well, no, but there's different ways of remembering.
I don't understand.
You can make his dying count for something by helping to beat the people who started this war and teaching the world that it won't pay to ever start another.
You think I could help end this war?
Sure, everybody can do something. The only thing a person can't do is do nothing.
Oh, I guess you think I've been very selfish, Mr. Riley.
Oh, no. You've just been shut up in this empty house. You just didn't know what was going on. The people I understand are the ones who do know, but still don't care. Those people live in something worse than an empty house. They live in an empty brain.
Well, I'm not one of them, Mr. Riley. You've given me something to think about, and I'm very grateful.
Ah, well, gee, that's fine. Well, I guess I'll be going, but I'm sure glad you ain't no ghost. Of course, I ain't actually scared of ghosts. But I know there aren't ghosts. Are there?
Of course not.
But Miss Sherwin, it is kind of dark out in that garden, isn't it? Would you mind walking me to the gate?
Yeah. She's gonna finish it. Tonight's show was directed by and produced by Mrs. G, and Mrs. McGillick. Sounds by Mr. I, Mr. G, and sounds by Mr. G. Starring tonight was Joshua McGillick as Riley, Eric Pincanto as Junior, Rose White as Peg, Dimitri Rodriguez as Digger, Gina McGillick as Mrs. Sherwin. Tune in again to hear more old-time radio shows on WSMN 1590 AM and 93.5 FM. Thank you for listening.